Don't look under the internet.
Recording.
Oh,
you guys
dope.
Want to go?
All right, raw.
B-roll.
Yep. All right. Well, let's start again with. Let's start again with. Hello, it's me, Mario, and my cousin Shemp. I collect a coin. He collect your wallet.
He poke you in eye hole.
These are my eye holes.
Welcome back to Don't Look Under the Internet, everybody. Our last topic was pretty fun. We found one that, when you guys told me about it, sounded fucking awesome to me. Anybody
Have you heard from Jason lately?
Oh shit! I honestly kind of forgot he existed.
There's 3 of us, but
well, no, there's 2 of us right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's 3 of us, but there's only 2 of us currently.
Ring 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 ring. Let me hang on. Let me get that.
God.
That's my other. That's my
Ring
wallet.
ring.
Hello.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Who this?
Are you looking for your friend?
Which one?
They got ears and some hair.
Oh.
Well, I think that's blown. Just
The bit was going so well.
well, we can try again on next episode.
That's true. They'll never know.
I'm fine. I never heard back from the dream survey. So
Those pricks.
yeah, they never got back to me. No one came night and took me away.
That's Jason, by the way.
Yes, hi. I'm fine.
That's Doug, and I'm Michael. But you can just call me Dad.
All right, Dad.
Daddy
Anyway,
from now on.
I'm
okay.
I'm really excited for this topic.
Same.
It sounded really fun when you guys told me about it. Looking into it was pretty fun. I saw a lot of things. Did you?
That's good.
This actually had me and Jason tweaked out for quite a while back when we first heard about it.
You mean
That was back in like early COVID days.
Yeah, early quarantine for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It. We were both terrified to even do any kind of research on this topic.
I didn't even know what it was up until,
We told you. Yeah,
you told me, and I cursed myself.
I feel like we have you've set a standard for yourself to where we tell you about a topic without knowing anything about it. You're like, cool, I'm going to call this phone number. And we're like, by the way.
I think out of everyone here, like out of the 3 of us, I'm going to be the one that gets taken. And it's because I'm so blissfully ignorant. You're just like, oh, here's this phone number. Oh, let me fucking call it real quick.
What is it?
Here's this word that a guy died by typing out. Oh, you mean ERRATAS? No.
Yeah, so if you hadn't already figured it out, we are doing something called ERRATAS. It's it's shrouded in mystery for a bunch of very good reasons that we're going to go over a little bit later.
It's basically the internet's Voldemort. It's the word instead of he who should not be named. It's the word that should not be named.
Yeah,
because you don't want to type it online.
Right. So let's go ahead and start all of this off by our usual disclaimer saying if you research this, if you start to dive into this rabbit hole, and something terrible happens to you, we are not going to be held liable.
If you start looking into stuff, and then you start noticing a strange man following you around the corner every day, and then he gets into like an old Volkswagen Bug.
It's just Mike.
But if you see another guy, yeah, that's fine. That's me. But if you see another guy, a more blonde hair, he's gonna take you.
Mouth more open.
Mouth more open.
And the only defense you have, though, yes, happier.
Mouth more open.
Yeah, he's gonna take you, and you cannot legally, you cannot blame us.
No, you get that man into the shower and make him just uncomfortable. Kiss his toenails.
Kiss him on the lips. Give him a raspberry. Kiss his tummy.
Anyway, so ERRATAS. This is it's semi-old,
ERRATAS.
right? It popped up, what, 2015?
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
2015.
November 26th. Actually,
Yep,
yeah, I've got the whole transcript right here. So the first post popped up Thursday, November 26th, 2015 at about 1:26 a.m. It was, or I'm sorry, not on Reddit, 4chan.
Same shit.
Yeah, it's essentially, one's more anonymous though. I'm just gonna go ahead and read out the not all of it, but the majority of the first post, just to give kind of some context to what we're looking at. So it starts off by saying, I'm only 20 and have only ever worked retail jobs my whole life. If I get terminology wrong, it's not because I'm bullshitting. It's because most of what she described is out of my frame of reference, I'll be honest. She's a super interesting chick. During this period, she was homeless and in a band. Remember that. It's going to be important later. Her temp agency gave her a job at this place that was closing down all their locations in the country, and basically it is what was well known. They were shady and generally treated their employees like cattle. Like they were in the process of cutting down all their full-timers to shit hours, replacing them with temps, and having temps do exactly the same work for like $10 an hour. Everything was really disorganized by this point, and different departments were scattered everywhere. They were just getting everyone to do whatever work they could give them before they'd fire them. And so she goes on, or he goes on to describe, what department they were in. And eventually he gets to a point where he starts talking about it was just her and a dude in a room, gave him a couple of tape guns, and had them pack stuff in boxes. Most of the stuff had names of the respective departments written on them in Sharpie, but hers said ERRATAS. The dude told her to get rid of the tape gun and not to mention it to her supervisors, since apparently one of his jobs years before had been writing code to flag any employee that searched for it in the computer system. Not any old word, just that one. And they'd fire you if you got flagged. Weird shit. So that's a kind of a weird thing to come. Imagine you're at your job. You're 9 to 5, right?
Capitalism, man.
Always.
Just firing everyone to
Yeah.
get the cheap labor.
Absolutely.
Trying to save a few pennies at the cost of the working man and woman.
And woman. Well, and definitely in this case.
Yeah, definitely.
Homeless in a band.
Yeah, she was on the up and up, and she
Right.
finally got a job, and all of a sudden, it's a shit sham company.
But can you think of, are there other words in the English language that you can think of that if you searched for on your work computer, you might be fired for?
How to build a bomb.
That's a good one.
I mean, a lot. At work?
Yeah.
You could literally just Google booby. And
3 dicks at the same time.
yeah, you're in trouble.
So
I don't
yeah.
have to go to the expense of writing out ERRATAS. I could just be like, penis, and then I'm out the door.
No,
So-
I think it'll be all right.
Try it
out. Let us know what happens
All right.
next week.
Yeah, good. Just let us know.
We'll find out next week if I have a job or not.
If Mike is living on my couch, then that means
If I'm here more often, like recording a lot more, it's because I have a lot more free time now. At least 40 hours a week's worth.
So after the going over how they'd fire you if it was flagged, the post says another thing was that she said the atmosphere of the place was like hellishly unhappy in a really unreal way. It sounds stupid, but I want to emphasize she's not a lazy person or the type to complain about jobs. So hearing her go into all this detail about the miserable atmosphere seriously creeped me out. But I'm kind of a pussy anyway. She didn't have any specific way to put it, but the way she kept describing it creeped me out hard. Like, not just a normal job where it's unfun, but everyone always seemed thoroughly miserable. Some people would be on the verge of crying, sometimes for no real reason. So, it doesn't really seem like a company that has such low morale really needs another reason to fire more people.
I feel
It
bad
seems
for
like
that
they're
human
on the-
resource guy.
Yeah. So whatever this company was, it sounds like they're in their death throes and they're just scrambling to try to save as much money as humanly possible.
Liquidation.
So that was the original post. And then on December 19th, 2015, about 7:30 p.m., another anonymous asked 4chan, like, did anyone here have any software/IT jobs on the East Coast between 2000 and 2010 or so? I ask because a few people I know from that time and area have talked about some sort of sketchy HR-related program called ERRATAS, and I'm wondering if I can find any information about it. Not strictly paranormal related, but disturbing, and I believe I saw someone on X mention it before, so if that anon is here, please post. Now, this is on the X Paranormal.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, what was the original posted on, or do we know?
It was on Paranormal.
It was on Paranormal.
Yeah, all of this is the
All
majority
this is on the Paranormal one.
Yeah, the original poster on Paranormal, and that's gonna play a part a little bit later.
Weird thing to bring up.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
I
gonna be one
saw
of the main 4chan
I saw a
threads.
ghost in my attic. Oh, dude, I saw a Wendigo. Hey, this homeless girl was working at a job, and she was taping a box, and the guy yelled at her for a word.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at this
Creepy.
Thunderbird.
But somebody else did respond saying, from what I understand, it was something that allowed some specific third-party company unconditional access to employee information. Employees who included it in a search term or asked about it would get fired or placed in non-computer departments. I believe UPS, Unilever, and Ecolab were part of the system. So those are some pretty big-name companies that use this very strange flagging software to keep tabs on their employees in both their personal and professional lives.
Yeah, I think somewhere down the line 3M is mentioned as well, and the actual program itself comes into question a lot, which we'll go over too.
Absolutely, yeah. So at this point, no one's really sure about what ERRATAS is, why it's flagging people to get fired, why it's fucking with so many people's lives.
This is where the sleuths come in.
Yeah, and this is kind of where the internet's private
Thrives.
investigators. Yeah,
The internet's so magical.
It is.
You give them one little hint towards something, the word ERRATAS, and already there's like an army of dudes just going at this mystery.
The funny thing is the fact that you can, after the research we've done, the fact that you can say with a straight face that the internet is a magical place is truly terrifying. to
Magical
me.
can mean bad.
That's fair. Not all magic is good.
So the next thing that kind of brings our word into fruition here is mentioned in 2016, I think it was May. Basically what happens is a post is put onto the music boards of Reddit, or 4chan.
4chan.
So in 2016, the next mention of ERRATAS is put onto a music thread on 4chan. This thread is under the deep internet threads, which is interesting all in itself. But basically it linked kind of describing what this deep internet was, and it linked these different short videos that they took the samples from. So these samples led everyone into kind of a frenzy from this one YouTube channel that is honestly just really weird altogether. The description of this video that it linked to had the words ERRATAS or rusts in it, which is where we see this new post come up, and the internet went crazy for this, so they started, deep diving into it. But the video itself was actually uploaded before the first OP post of ERRATAS. So this is our first time hearing
This
the
is
word.
patient zero.
So chronologically, this came first.
Before, yeah.
Okay.
What came first? The KFC murder chick or the egg?
Yeah, which I
Both.
don't think I mentioned actually,
Neither.
but the band that this post was mentioning was KFC Murder Chicks. They are this deep web, weird music, which
Very.
we do have a clip of
Yeah.
for you guys.
Once we explain a little bit more about what this genre is, we'll play you a clip of actually this band that we're talking about, the KFC Murder Chicks.
Which, when you guys first were talking in the chat about KFC murder chicks, I was so scared to look up what the fuck that was, because I thought I was gonna see like how it's made, on like how KFC's chicken is made, and I did not want to see a bunch of little chicks go through a grinder.
Well,
And it was
have you heard about what KFC did to
I don't want to know.
Okay.
All those animals are mistreated. Fast food is horrible.
They were bred genetically different to have mutations, which gave them extra wings and extra legs, so
Great.
they could get more food out of each chicken.
Mutant chickens.
They've got 3 dicks.
My
You know,
God,
there's like
I hope so.
27 billion chickens on the planet. And
You know what? I'm calling bullshit.
no, go ahead.
I'm gonna fucking Google it right now.
And now we're adding mutant ones into the mix.
We're now sleuthing the wrong thing, but it's fine.
Well, we're
This is
adding
what happens, all right?
mutant
How
ones into
many
the mix.
chickens are in the world?
While he's looking that up, Mike, do you want to give us a
Was that right? It's like 27.3 or something.
23.7 billion.
Yeah.
Damn. Got your chicken knowledge.
Okay, all right.
I'm just the Library Alexandria on chicken.
This
That's
has
it.
been Poultry
Chicken
Talks.
and poultry. Actually, since you have the computer up, do you guys want to play a small clip of KFC Murder Chicks?
Before we do that,
Yeah.
why don't you explain what deep internet is real quick?
Yeah, let's give
Oh, yeah,
some
sure.
a frame of reference to our
the
dear
music
listeners.
So the 4chan thread that Doug was talking about that they found it on, the music one, it was on 4chan and they called themselves Deep Internet. Essentially, Deep Internet even has a description of their own. They have a mission statement like they're a fucking small business going for a loan at the bank.
All right.
Essentially, their mission statement is to create a subgenre of noise, found sounds, and music concrete. Super obscure, short, and or low-quality YouTube videos eschewing a traditional notions of musicality. Anything with more than 20 views is excluded by default.
So wouldn't that like
It's essentially the most hipster thing. Like, oh, if this
Yeah.
has 20 or more views, I don't even want it anymore.
Can't use it. Too popular.
Yeah, right. I
So-
do want to break down a little bit real quick.
So quick question. So when Doug, when you said that they were posting all these videos for use by like deep internet music, did they just disqualify themselves from the genre?
Yeah, when they
They
gave
said 20 views, right? I mean, this
Mhm.
they had to have more than 20 people looking at.
Well,
these.
it's funny because
Well, that's
when they
why
originally
it blew up.
had the definition and they're describing what the deep internet was, they had, oh, here are these 3 examples of what qualifies as deep internet videos. You couldn't even view them because they had more than 20 people on the thread.
So it's
So it was a moot point. They're like, okay, so that's how this like downhill spiral of what actually is deep internet happened. They had the original like, this is what it is, but
They
no one could
posted
see
the
it.
Murder Chicks album, and then they gave the 3 points
Mhm.
like next to it, and it was
And-
3 different YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And
Um,
obviously, I think maybe the qualifications have to be like prior to writing the music. So like if they find one that's like 5 views, they'll slap it into a song, and then now it has 100.
I did want to say real quick because I didn't even know what this was. It's a genre that it's a subgenre of music with found sounds and music concrete.
yeah.
And
What the fuck is that?
You almost got me. I'm not even entirely sure. I know it's a French thing. I saw that. The definition of music concrete is it's a type of music composition that utilizes recorded sounds as raw material. Sounds are often modified through the application of sound effects and tape manipulation techniques. So Jason was kind of trying to.
So that would just be kind of like previously recorded audio. It's like somebody else's audio that you're then fucking with and distorting with even more.
I guess. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
That's
I'm
what I
not
would pull from that.
French, so
Well, I mean, we could try to explain it. Would you rather just hear it?
yeah.
You just want to play some?
I would rather
Yeah.
hear it. Give us
Alright,
some
so
music, concrete baby.
This is a song off of the KFC Murder Chicks album Golden Age of Gross Mystery. You can find it on YouTube. Just search it, and they've got the full album. It's one video. They break it up into some chunks.
I won't lie, their cover art pretty dope. It's like
Oh, I love it.
Frankenstein distorted or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Some of the music's not bad either. We were listening
Yeah.
earlier, and like it was kind of cool. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
It's weird. It's very fucking weird. But so here, this is KFC Murder Chicks. It's a track called "Pasneaky Sis." I think that's how you pronounce it.
Very pasneaky, sis.
God damn it!
I'm not even gonna attempt it.
All right, here is KFC Murder Chicks. I should probably plug it in.
Yeah.
I was like, why does this sound like shit?
Ah,
We're good.
that messed with my brain a bit.
It's okay.
Wiener. Cute.
I don't know what to describe that as.
Peeps and boops.
Eardrum blowing.
It's loud. It's abrasive.
It's exactly what I like to wake up to every morning. That, my Folgers in a cup. Folgers?
Folgers, not Folgers.
Folger.
Folgers. Gotta have my
Off-brand.
fucking Folgers.
Yeah, it's the Aldi's brand. It's fine.
I will say, so remember how we were talking about those 3 videos that they used as like an example of what qualifies as deep internet stuff?
Yes.
The second one is a video talking about how YouTube is monitoring and controlling my life and it's by a man called ChronosForLife Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so Chronos, this whole YouTube channel is really just kind of bizarre. Like, there's really no other word to describe it. It's just someone uploading Jurassic Park videos with superimposed text onto the screen.
And isn't it like really shitty quality?
It's really shitty. And
it looks like, remember how YouTube was back in whenever it started, like 2006, and you could see the block pixels.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Same thing.
French chef kiss. Wow, it's that.
it's not so good.
But
so,
like they're doing it on purpose. Sorry.
no, they are. You can tell like it's purposely a shitty video because
I mean, that's the definition of the deep internet. You're supposed to make low quality videos. That's the whole point.
That's one of the criteria.
It's just make weird hippie fucking shit.
Yeah. So going into ChronosForLife just a little bit, that video that you mentioned, actually, the YouTube is monitoring and trolling my life. That the text that's superimposed over it is just like this scrolling. Him describing that, you kind of like calling YouTube out for censoring some videos that his mother had put up, which completely leads the internet into a frenzy of trying to figure out that story in itself, which kind of doesn't have anything to do with it, but it's fine.
It's still fun because it's about a person's mom. And how dare YouTube take advantage of a nice lady who raised this boy, I'm sure. Well, how dare they?
Well, this all ties into ERRATAS in that sense, because he was kind of looking to get out of the algorithm. He wanted to see what would flag the words or how it was censoring things like that. So
he was kind of just testing the waters. Like was he like putting it in videos subtly?
Well,
like just a flash of a frame, just ERRATAS, and then it's gone.
No,
okay, they didn't catch that one. Let's move on.
He was reaching out to people, even though he had no real.
This was his way of communicating with this like deep internet subgroup, or at least anybody who'd listen to him.
I don't think he knew about this deep internet. Like there was no connection to the YouTube and the deep internet yet.
Okay,
so he just kind of yet loosely. So
fair enough.
Yeah. But people were saying, oh, is he mentally ill? Did his mother die? Like, there was a lot of theories floating around. But in his second video, once the deep internet thread kind of blew his videos up, people started to see these videos and comment on the videos, and he started making more and more videos that got a little creepier and a little weirder.
He said it was shitty uploads of Jurassic Park.
Everything was over Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Which
it was.
Is that the second one or the third one?
I can tell you right now, because
the second one is Lost World.
We wouldn't want to look like goddamn idiots in front of people. Jurassic.
Which, I don't care what anybody says. Jurassic Park, not only is the first one a masterpiece, but all of them are fucking great. Like, I know a lot of people say that the third one is very bad. I love it. I don't even care. Like,
okay.
Yeah, they're great movies. Yeah.
keep your opinion. Do you.
Anyone who says 2003's Jurassic Park 3 is bad, you're bad. You're mean, and I'm gonna have my dad beat up your dad.
You're gonna get errated.
Yeah, I'm gonna errot you.
Oh,
we will
errot you.
So that being said, in the second video that he uploaded, this is when he was really, really reaching out. He had gotten all those weird random, follows from the thread that led a bunch of people to his YouTube channel that had maybe one video on it. He's asking if people have heard of this term, and obviously the video didn't get taken down, so this is where we kind of can confirm, okay, here's the algorithm loophole that he had found. This is
like how they can talk about it and say the word.
So he was probing for a weakness in the system that searches for instances of it.
Because you could actually tell that this Chronos guy started following the 4chan threads. The people were asking so many questions. He actually made a couple other videos that started answering these, which I'll go on in a little bit. But there was actually a weird thing that happened in the second video that he posted. There was some weird Morse code that someone found. So 4chan being 4chan, bunch of sleuths, they started I think what they did was they took the videos and then like cleared them up a bunch, so they could see the text better, but also hear the audio better.
Okay.
And when they did that, they found this Morse code, which was in a cleaned up version of, I don't remember which video, but basically this Morse code translated into Hollywood Astral Projection Clinic.
What? What is that?
I don't know, actually. There's really nothing about the Hollywood Astral Projection Clinic.
Is that Johnny Depp's next band?
It was kind of a dead end for the most part. It ended up providing really no answers to the mystery and actually kind of complicated the 4chan users' sleuthing.
You really muddled the waters on that one, huh?
Yeah, maybe...
You were not kidding. There's nothing. There's songs.
So, like I said, Hollywood Astral Projection Clinic had really no effect on the search. There was... It led nowhere. But that being said, they found the Morse code in a video that was uploaded 5 days prior to the original post on 4chan about ERRATAS. So all of this happened prior. Still.
So wait.
I thought the Murder Chicks
yeah.
was the original.
No, so this is the original post was the first thing that I read. That was the first thing that was discovered. It was not the first thing posted. So you're saying that all of this was actually uploaded before they even started talking about where ERRATAS was. So Chronos's 2 first videos were uploaded. I don't remember when the first one was, but the second one was the 5 days before. So this is where they found the Morse code, was in that second video. Gotcha.
And like I said, 5 days prior to the original poster's mention of ERRATAS that led this, the internet into this frenzy, which is kind of cool for the most part, but it also leaves us with a lot more questions.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's our fucking lives right now.
So I think I had mentioned that Chronos had been following the 4chan threads.
Yeah.
Because at this point, now that he had these 2 videos with a bunch of followers, he's getting all these comments, asking him questions, what's going on, what's this, what's that. So in January of 2016, he actually makes a few videos answering some of the questions that some of these people had. He was blatantly asking people for help with this, just trying to figure out the algorithm, trying to, bring light to what this topic really was about, which, so we still don't know.
Why was he was a victim of this, or what? Like,
his mother was, but he doesn't explain it very well. So he says that his mother's videos were being censored and taken down, which people in turn thought that she may have passed away, and he was upset that YouTube was taking these videos down. So I don't know if he thought that YouTube was using this ERRATAS program to flag and censor things, which in turn led him to making the superimposed text onto it, because there's really no audio that can be heard that says, ERRATAS clearly.
Yeah.
There's no text linked to the video.
Okay, so it's literally just this superimposed post-production editing on a really shitty copy of Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Yeah.
And people had to go through that and try to read the fucking things that he was saying.
At least they got to watch dinosaurs, kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
pixelated dinosaurs.
I think that's either a dinosaur or that's Fred Dillard.
Well, the video's the best quality part of the whole thing. Like, if you go to the YouTube channel, it's just like, bam, Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Oh, there's text all over the screen, but you can't really read it. So
I said Fred Dillard.
Somebody actually
it's Fred Willard, isn't it?
It's what?
Fred Willard?
Yeah.
Oh, he died too.
What did you say, Frank Dillard?
I said Fred Dillard.
Oh,
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
God.
It's
like a rallying cry.
Oh, I love the internet. So yeah, pretty much you've got Chronos doing all this shit and just being weird, and that's kind of where we see the term ERRATAS for the first time. So after we get a few more videos out of Chronos, the sleuths do it again. In his video Here Goes Nothing, we get 2 bits of the closed captioning in the video that say some kind of weird things. The first one is "overthrow the government."
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, topical. Get some guillotines, chopping heads.
And that didn't really spark any interest with the 4chan users, but the second one did. The second one is an address, 200 Corbin, Kentucky 40219. Auto captions on YouTube videos, if you didn't know, are not user generated.
Right.
They're speech recognition.
Right.
So someone behind the scenes of the video had to have said these things, because that's the only way they would have got put into the video.
Huh. That's weird.
But like I said, Chronos was following the 4chan like posts about everything. So when they started mentioning this, that address was in there, all of a sudden those closed captions weren't on the video anymore. They were gone. They just disappeared.
Too many people went to Kentucky.
Is the town still there?
No.
What?
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you're bullshitting me right now. The whole town disappeared.
Yes, he is.
What is this, Twilight Zone?
They just control-deleted it. They were like, nope, get it out. Fuck it.
We have too many of this.
Opened up the task bar and just end task on Corbin, Kentucky.
So, the reason this address is so crucial to the whole thing is that if you go to the KFC Murder Chicks Tumblr page, guess where they're listed at? Can you give me a guess?
I can give you a solid guess. I'm guessing it's at 200 Corbin, Kentucky.
Is it 42
Wow.
Wallaby Way, Sydney?
That was my second guess.
Is it P. Sherman?
Wallaby something?
So the KFC Murder Chicks Tumblr is, I mean, it's no longer operational. You can't go and you can't visit it, so you have to use either like an internet archive or the way back machine. But I did manage to print off a couple of pages. I did not print all of them off. Whew, because Lord, there is so much. So it's Tumblr, so it's 98% absolute garbage and 2%,
Porn.
1% porn.
Well, Tumblr doesn't have porn anymore.
Well, why even go?
That's why I stopped using it.
So the 200 Corbin, Kentucky is found on the KFC Murder Chicks Tumblr page as kind of like a permanent link that they've included kind of off to the side of the blog. And it's got just a distorted picture. I can't really tell what it is, but it says "to you to be true." And it says send inquiries to KFC Murder Chicks 200 Corbin, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky 40219.
Isn't that where the actual like Colonel made KFC?
Yes.
Well?
So that is the hometown of Colonel Sanders,
God, that place. Oh,
which I imagine has something to do with the name of the band.
probably.
Probably.
How obese do you think the people there are? If their main like resource is chicken,
Fried chicken.
fried chicken,
I don't. Do you think that they like?
do you think they have like a Colonel Con?
I
Like,
The Colonel.
fried chicken?
yeah, fried chicken.
Oh my god.
No, what I think they do is I think they have one big KFC that just is their town hall and water distribution plant and everything. It just runs the whole town, and the only thing these people get, they get to bathe in like the used grease that they've cooked their chickens in. I would assume their toothpaste is all mashed potatoes.
My favorite.
Sometimes gravy. So I've never been to this place, so I have no idea what these people are like.
Gravy.
And if you're listening and you're from there, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
When they put gravy on the toothpaste, it's the equivalent of like getting toothpaste with fluoride in it compared to not.
Yeah, the gravy's for
It's
the rich.
the extra
rich folk.
darkening.
Yeah.
Instead of the extra, whitening, it's the darkening.
The darkening. Jesus Christ. All right.
We went a lot longer this time without being weird. Okay, it's fine.
It happens. We're naturally tangential. We start talking about it. I'm doing it right now. Anyway, so this address is linked to the KFC Murder Chicks Tumblr page, and this page is very, very fucking strange. It's, think, a picture-based blog that has no correlation aside to what their music might be, and we all heard their music. It's not exactly coherent. But like one of the first things that one of the first posts that you will find if you go use the way back machine and pull this page up, it is by somebody named GG Poltergeist, and they say, "Hey, big fan of your music. Quick question though. You posted a link to your album Cortex Rampage. I got to give it a listen before it disappeared, and on the track Get Shit Straight, you mention a man named Tod Ellsworth. Who is he? Thanks. And they respond by saying, he's fine, don't worry about it. Now that's
how I respond. Hey,
I mean-
hey Jason, how's Kelly doing these days? She's fine. Oh.
I mean, if I had just said that, it'd be fine. But if I had don't worry about it, that's a little
Yeah,
sinister.
she's fine.
On
Don't
top of
worry
that,
about
this guy's asking about someone that he is like Kelly. Like, it's like, oh, hey, how's she doing? And if I said, oh, she's fine, like, that's absolutely normal. But if you had come up to me and said, like, how's Alex Bajorncraw?
How's Alex Trebek?
Bajorn Crow. Not well, actually.
No. Why did you bring it?
Didn't he die already?
Yeah, he's dead.
That's why he's not doing well.
Oh, Fred Willard.
My boy, you need to stop
Where are you
disgracing
at
the
right
dead. You're like King Midas if everything Midas turned to
dead
is just
people.
offensive and shit.
now? Death just turns to death.
Offensive and death.
I'm gonna be haunted by Fred Willard and Alex Trebek now.
What a combo. So yeah, that stood out as a little strange. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary aside from that. I mean, the pictures are pretty out of the ordinary. I mean, you got things. I mean, the Golden Girls Saturdays at 8 p.m. There's just an ad that someone. It's not an ad. Somebody posted this.
I'm more of a Blanche.
Dennis Rodman being Dennis Rodman. You've got things about like workplace safety video screenshots. A lot of screenshots of like CGI, shitty CGI dinosaurs. A ton of those.
Oh, dinosaurs, you say?
A lot of X-Files stuff, like the first-person shooter movie that they did, where they got sucked into a video game, and but yeah, it's a lot of weird pictures. I mean, it's a weird band, so you kind of expect some weird stuff. But then you get to another post from an anonymous poster that says, "What about the post office gives you the creeps? I've used it a couple of years now, and they seem to be fine. Just curious, LOL." And they get a response from KFC Murder Chicks saying, "This is probably a controversial view, but there's a lot to suggest they're tied in with a lot of the government's more unsavory activities. Spying, profiling, general disregard for the constitutional rights, all that fun stuff. Lots of stuff sent to us, an inordinate amount really, has never made it, or vice versa. Not to say I'm in favor of the way they got fucked over by the FedEx and UPS lobbies either, though."
Another mention of UPS.
Yeah, another mention of UPS, and literally directly below this comment is another anonymous saying, "What do you know about ERRATAS?" And a response from the band saying, like Magic/Yu-Gi-Oh! Errata?
Which I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. As a Magic aficionado, and I watched my fair share of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day.
Ooh, Yu-Gi boy!
Kai boy. Erratas isn't a thing in any of those. So
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna type in the word with Yu-Gi-Oh on it, so I know what the hell that
Errata?
Pot of Greed.
What does Pot of Greed do?
It lets you draw 3 cards, I think.
Thank
2 or
you.
3
I know
cards.
everybody knows what Pot of Greed
Oh,
does.
well then why'd you ask? Stupid.
And again, so as you keep going after these weird little mentions of what I mean, ERRATAS. This is the first time we're going to see that on this band's Tumblr, directly linking this band to. Oh my God!
Jamie, cut that out.
I'm going to try. Directly linking this to the KFC Murder Chicks, and then kind of saying they have no idea what it is. So it's strange.
Yeah, and we haven't really gone into Tod Ellsworth, the one that they were being asked about on their Tumblr, and he's almost like the missing link that we kind of needed to kind of start piecing together a lot of these, weirdities that are happening.
Yeah, this is the first time. Is this the first time we've seen his name, right?
Well, technically,
this is the first textual mention of it. It's been like on the album, not chronologically.
correct.
Right, but the first time that this has actually been like brought to public view in like a spotlight position is on this Tumblr, literally in the same post, responded to by the KFC Murder Chicks asking what ERRATAS is. The only other weird thing before we get off of the Tumblr would be the question from an anonymous saying, "Have you ever been to Hawaii?" Which, if anyone has heard of this search term, they will immediately know that this search term is linked to a computer-generated image of a rape suspect that was found in Maui, Hawaii.
Wait, the search term Hawaii
No,
or the search term Maui is immediately just brings up a rape.
Well, no, it's ERRATAS.
ERRATAS is.
Okay.
It's linked to this
I was like,
computer-generated.
I feel like you'd get more like
yes,
like
the
travel
first thing that you
destination
see.
websites than a rape victim.
Absolutely no, yeah, it's that's kind of it's kind of become the figurehead, kind of the distinguishing mark of what ERRATAS is, and kind of if you see this image and you've been on the internet long enough and you know what ERRATAS is, you kind of know that this image basically means ERRATAS at this point. Other than that, the only things that are really obsessive would be the amount of times that people talk about the Carnosaur movies, which, if you don't know, Carnosaur movies were a 1993 American science fiction horror film written and directed by a man named Adam Simon. They were supposed to kind of be...
Simon.
Yeah, love his movies.
Love him.
Known for other movies such as
Carnosaur 2.
and
Carnosaur 3.
Oh!
What a guy.
Don't
He did
forget
3 of them. So the Carnosaur movies were supposed to be what Jurassic Park is. So that was their intention. And as soon as this guy, Adam Simon, found out that they were filming Jurassic Park, he sped this along. It turns out it's got mixed reviews. I'm going to go ahead and
Can't imagine.
take a gander that it's probably not a fantastic film. It's probably pretty shitty.
probably one of those B movies you watch to make fun of.
I mean, I'm going to watch it after this, for sure, because I can't not at this point.
It's funny how all of these dinosaur-related topics are coming up in this research.
So far, we've got Carnosaur. We've got the Tumblr, which is full of just dinosaur GIFs, computer-generated dinosaur images from really shitty video games or movies. You've got ChronosForLife, which has been subtexting these really, really grainy clips of the Lost World. It all has to do with dinosaurs. There are these very loose connections between all of these things, kind of. You can't really, you could say, okay, maybe, but it's, out there to connect all of these dots.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we're missing one thing.
And his name is Tod Ellsworth.
Okay.
And it's so the first time we see Tod Ellsworth's name come up is actually way back in one of those original deep internet YouTube links that were put on that thread. It linked to his YouTube channel, which contained basically music from KFC Murder Chicks. There was another random one, but then there was one by DJ Rozzwell, which
yeah.
is gonna start to make more sense as we go through this. So, the funniest thing is the name Tod Ellsworth is literally an anagram for the Lost World.
What?
Someone has a dinosaur fetish here, man. I'm just saying.
So what?
All we're missing is
It
the
all
movie.
comes back to dinosaurs.
We're just missing the movie Tammy and the T-Rex.
Well, and what about Land Before Time?
Oh, I don't want to think about that movie. So sad.
Did you wait? You are giving me a. Did you ever see those movies?
Like the first one, and I saw the first one, and then there's one where they find they're on an island, and I remember the song Big Water, or something like that.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
And Petrie's they're like, Petrie, just go fucking fly and go help, and he's like, oh, fucking no.
Is that word for word?
My impression of Petrie the pterodactyl probably isn't the greatest, but you get the idea.
Anyways, whatever the hell we were just talking about.
Oh yeah, Tod Ellsworth, Lost World, anagram, dinosaurs.
Yeah, so he's our biggest link in this whole thing. Like I said, the anagram for his name is the Lost World. So right there we have ChronosForLife.
Okay.
He has a KFC Murder Chicks video on his YouTube.
Oh, that's right, because the YouTube channel is all KFC Murder Chicks stuff.
And the DJ Rozzwell song.
And the DJ Rozzwell song.
Which I know I'd mentioned this already, but that name right there, DJ Rozzwell, is going to come in huge later on.
Okay.
So
is this just a
it's like a throwaway account is what it looks like. where it's just kind of got random shit on it. It has nothing to do with anything really. There's no rhyme or reason to the video.
That makes me feel good because that makes my YouTube account look like a throwaway account, which I'm very happy about. It's not good right now.
I've posted one video to YouTube.
I posted 2, and one of them is of Kelly when she looks like a hot dog singing the DuckTales theme
I
song.
remember that.
Well, if you guys want, maybe I'll throw it in. Like, in case you guys want to know what that sounds like.
Run that by Kelly first.
Yeah, I will. But at least I have a spot to put it in now.
Yeah, no,
just
it'll
in
make
case.
sense. So one other thing about Tod Ellsworth is that he has a Twitter, which is going to connect 2 of these other points. So
Okay.
the only things on his Twitter account are literally the picture of the Maui rape suspect
Okay.
and a post that's bashing the U.S. postal system.
Oh,
What's his Twitter handle?
I'm so glad you asked. Because it's ERRATAS or bust.
Mike? I can see you climaxing from here.
Just add that other red yarn to the fucking, you know, that like an old like
from Always Sunny.
yeah, or like any old like cop movie
Well,
where
yeah.
he's like, oh, it all goes back to Jimmy the custodian, and it's just red yarn and like X's through people's faces and shit.
There is no Pepe Sylvia.
There's no Carol.
Carol. All right.
The last thing I gotta say about Tod Ellsworth, though, is that his Twitter opened up 7 days before the KFC Murder Chicks Tumblr.
So that was the start.
This is basically.
I feel like we've said that like 3 times now.
The Tod Ellsworth is the start.
No, that we've said that phrase. This is the start, like to 3 other things already.
Well,
Well,
some
that's
of
the
us are
thing.
learning. Some of us are learning as we go.
But that's the thing. I think this whole like search that the internet did started actually building the timeline for people. Like they didn't know what came first. So like whenever we got new information, we were like, well, this is the first time that, you know, we heard this word.
Oh yeah.
And then now we go back to this Tod Ellsworth where we're like, well, shit, now he's the first.
So essentially what's happening is we're building backwards. Like we're discovering things in reverse order.
We're reading the book backwards, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's kind of cool.
So,
So this whole topic we have been talking about ERRATAS, but we never really got into what it actually is. We've been talking about the shit around it, but not what the actual like phrase is supposed to be. You know, we touched it at first and then just blipped it out of existence.
Yeah.
Like it's Thanos making a snap.
Oh.
Yeah. So ERRATAS, we touched on it in the beginning a little bit, but essentially it's like it's a system that takes down videos. It's used by apparently like a lot of companies.
Big name companies
yeah,
too.
I think 3M was thrown in the mix at some point as well.
Yeah.
But it's used by a whole bunch of these companies as like a copyright enforcement tool. Basically, it's a software that locates and flags certain words and phrases. And I think ERRATAS is supposed to be like a test phrase. You know what I mean? Like I think they're just like, let's just use this word ERRATAS. It doesn't come up in like normal conversation, so it's not like someone's gonna accidentally type it out in email and flag it. I think they were using it. I think they were using it as like a placeholder for words. You know what I mean? To sell to other companies.
See, I
Like
would
when 3M picks it up, when 3M's like, yeah, we'll buy this ERRATAS software. 3M is gonna change the word from ERRATAS to like duct tape.
I'm not exactly sure what the word actually means. I know it is a word.
it is a real word. So the way it's written in the dictionary, it's errata. So without the S on it, I'm assuming you can that you can put like, you know, errata, erratas, whatever. But so it's a list of errors in printed work discovered after printing and shown with corrections is what it means.
Oh, so it's like it's something gets edited more or less.
Yep.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So if this thing is actually searching for instances of itself and deleting it or correcting it, I think errata is a pretty apt name for what
I
it
guess
does.
I didn't know that was the definition.
I didn't know the definition either. I knew it was a word, but
Yeah, I mean, you'll see a lot of stuff being tossed around too. Like, actually, the 4chan users start using it too. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna
that's
get
right.
rotted."
yeah.
They had to
Anyway,
put,
there's
like-
there's a whole, what?
They had to put like asterisks and everything in it too, so they don't trigger the freaking system. Right?
Not gonna lie, Doug and I both did that as well. I mean, we were.
Oh yeah, when we were first talking about the
Yeah.
in our chat, they're like, "Oh, let's do a topic on ERRATAS," and they took out the last A and put an asterisk. So I'm like, "What's ERRATAS? Like, what is that?" They're like, and Doug's just like, "Oh, I replaced the A with a star," and I'm like, "ERRATAS?"
And we're like, well,
Like, well, now Mike's getting got.
yeah, it freaked us out. We weren't too sure about any of it, so we didn't even really want to do any research on it until we started, thinking about recording this podcast, and then we kind of had to be a little bit more ballsy with our search terms, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Can never get too ballsy with our search terms.
So what exactly, like, what is this thing? Like, is it? You said it's a program? It's a company? What is it?
It's a software. It's like a copyright software. Its literal purpose is to flag certain words.
Just on the internet?
It's not like specific. It doesn't say that or not. It just says that it's a system used by companies.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's being sold to these companies or if it's like a universal, like it's on the internet and these companies are taking advantage of the system.
I wonder if each company has like a list of terms that the ERRATAS algorithm.
That's what I was saying.
Flags.
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
it's only ERRATAS. I think when they sell it to like 3M, for example, 3M can add other words that could be flagged.
And I'm wondering if
Oh.
that's like, when someone in a company searches ERRATAS, they're like, oh, they know about this software. Like, we need to.
So they don't tell
Fired.
anybody else that they're being.
They didn't meet
big-
productivity this week. Look at that.
Essentially, it's kind of that might be it, where they're like, we got to get rid of this guy because they know they're being big brothered and they're being monitored. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Didn't they mention something about like using this to also like sell information to other people in the companies? I thought I remember reading something. Anybody? No. Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall that, to be honest. So either
Well,
you're
no one
crazy or I'm
cares.
stupid, and it might be the latter.
It's very possible.
Yes. But even on like YouTube, like we were going back to the original, like the ChronosForLife guy. He was trying to develop a way to use the word ERRATAS
Right, to get a loophole.
without being flagged, and he found a way. There were other
Wait, speaking, YouTube, the whole
Strongs.
thing, huh?
Strongs.
The call of ambulance,
Yeah.
please. This guy, ChronosForLife's, his mother, he said that she got all of her videos taken down and like essentially errated, right?
Mm-hmm. You did it. Good job.
God damn it.
But there is another YouTuber that was like exploring kind of what ERRATAS was, kind of like what we're doing now. Only it didn't end so well for that guy.
Yeah, so there's this another name that gets thrown around a lot when talking about ERRATAS is the YouTuber ExerErb, EXERERB, and there's really not a whole lot about this YouTuber. The only information that's given is it saying that he created the KFC Murder Chicks. His YouTube was made in 2015, and first off, the creation of the KFC Murder Chicks, that can't even be confirmed. That's just more of hearsay than anything, just because
None of this
his
can be
shit's deleted.
confirmed.
Right. But his shit got deleted. He frequented the paranormal 4chan, which that's a link right there. as to-
Coincidence? I think not.
But so when he tried to link his experiences with the ERRATAS program or software, and as soon as that happened, all of his profiles, all from everywhere, got not just deleted, just got scrubbed. Now, so I was talking to my brother, actually when he was giving us, just some notes about our last episode and like how much we sucked, why we sucked so bad, what we can do to suck less, which we're still working on it. He told me that it is actually incredibly difficult to scrub yourself from the internet. It's much easier to scrub somebody else from the internet than to scrub yourself. Which everybody leaves a trace. Like every picture you've left on the internet, every comment, everything leaves a trace of you being there. You cannot find this guy anywhere. Nowhere. So he's been tied to this just because he frequented the paranormal 4chan, and in one of his videos, he mentioned something called Hecate Station. Now, Hecate Station is actually, it's a pretty old ARG. And for those of you who don't know what ARGs are, it's an alternate reality game. We're gonna have episodes coming up that deal with ARGs and how real they can seem, and how quickly you can kind of get caught up in the momentum of the mystery and everything. And they're very cool. So we'll learn more about that later. But so he vanished. No one on Reddit, no one on 4chan, no one on 8chan could figure out why. And another YouTuber by the name of Toxicologist made a video. It's 2 to 3 minutes long, about why he disappeared, what he had to do with any of this, and it was because he was uploading videos of his experience with ERRATAS, which that's strange to me considering this other guy, ChronosForLife, had been uploading videos about ERRATAS as well.
And getting around the algorithm.
And he got around the algorithm, and obviously this guy Herb couldn't.
Did not.
Right. So no one knows what happened to this guy. No one's heard from him. He just
he DED dead.
He got voted off the island.
Super dead.
But yeah, that's the. Feel free to check out Herb. A lot of people have been making like MS Paint artwork of his avatar. It's nothing special. It's just this little gray
stick figure guy, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon, like a Flash Games cartoon looking motherfucker. But yeah, that's really all the information it's a very loose tie to this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not much information about it. Just adds like another layer of mystery to like what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah, it was almost like somebody came in third party and was like kind of just trying to put what 4chan and all those other chans were, doing into the mix to kind of keep people updated.
Yeah. So I guess I know that was a lot of just odds and ends that were just kind of thrown about and kind of pulled together by this one guy, Todd Ellsworth. I think the biggest question about all of this is how do we know all of this is real? Is this real?
No.
Okay.
I'm with Doug on this one. I don't think it is because, and I'll go into it more. And why I don't think it is.
Please!
I have my drunken, ranted paperwork, my scrawlings of a madman in front of me. When we're kind of wrapping everything up, I'll kind of go over it because it kind of goes through the entire, it goes through the entire topic. Like I have stuff from the first original post. I have shit all the way down to deep internet, everything in between. So I'll touch on that in a little bit, but because of that, I'm gonna go with no as well.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I don't think this is a real thing. It's convincing. Like it was convincing.
This is since we were talking about ARGs before, this is a pretty decent description of what an ARG is. It's something that seems on paper that it could be real,
especially in the early days.
Yeah.
The first couple of posts, like the ones from especially the 4chan ones that opened all of this up, they were just reading through it. Whoever wrote this thought of everything.
It was very meticulously planned out, and
that's what kind of made me think like, okay, this might be real. But as you kind of go along and you get strung along and you see this on these Tumblr pages and on these YouTube pages and on like this guy Todd Ellsworth, and how he has this ERRATAS or Busts hashtag attached to him, which is also attached to a YouTube video on an account owned by him that displays the KFC Murder Chicks in Kentucky at the same address. It keeps going.
The strings are getting longer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like there was one string.
That's kind of the point is for the strings to get longer though. Like an ARG is supposed to just keep you dangling.
Right.
There's not really an ending to any ARG. The point is it's that saying where what is it? It's not about where you're going. It's how you get. It's like the journey. You know what I mean?
It's
not about the destination. It's the journey.
I thought you were gonna say people in glass houses shouldn't masturbate in the daytime, but
you can.
You shouldn't.
It's their choice.
You should. But yeah, this is exactly what an ARG is. It's something that seems like it could be real. It's a bunch of mysteries and puzzles thrown into the mix to keep you guessing and on your toes. just forever and ever. Because even this, there is no ending really to this. There's no like, there kind of is, but it's nothing like super satisfying. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing that
Oh yeah.
after all this build up, you're just like, we got him. No, it's just like
So
it ended.
speaking of the end, like what's kind of the final? Is there the final result of all of this? The kind of the internet's conclusion? Because I know Reddit is an army of millions of investigators with not a whole lot to do aside from investigate things. So they help us out a lot. Like what did they find in regards to all this?
So there's one clear answer to this, but to be honest with you, this whole situation went dark for a long time. Actually, there was no conclusion, for the most part, to it. But the internet being the internet, they always find a way. Huh? Jurassic Park.
Hey, life finds a way.
Want to hear another reference? You're a huge pile of shit.
Zing. Everything leads back to the one and only DJ Rozzwell, which we haven't actually talked about.
We mentioned him once as a video on Tod Ellsworth's YouTube channel with all the Murder Chicks stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually the biggest key to the whole story.
And the smallest part of it, you know, like it has nothing to do with anything except that it's just on Todd's fucking YouTube.
Just the one, yeah.
Yeah.
So to give you a little background info, DJ Rozzwell, he frequented the paranormal boards. He was in, the deep internet discussions. He was in the Jurassic Park boards talking about Jurassic Park. He was everywhere. And he actually made a post on one of those internet boards that said he wanted to make a band called the KFC Torture Chicks. Not the Murder Chicks, but the Torture Chicks.
And there it is.
That's coincidence.
Oh, totally. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about whatsoever. But he was also the one that made the original post that led you to the ChronosForLife YouTube channel.
Okay. So Todd Ellsworth isn't the center of all of this,
No,
or
he's
the
not.
star.
Unless Tod Ellsworth is DJ Rozzwell.
Well, would you fucking look at that?
Did I nail it?
DJ
Yeah.
Rozzwell is
Dang.
the KFC Murder Chicks and Tod Ellsworth. As far as
And ChronosForLife, like he's
He's everybody.
He's everybody.
he's the mastermind.
Is he KFC Murder Chicks?
Yeah,
he's in it.
He
Oh.
created the band. I don't know if he made the music or not. I assume.
I don't know. I know that he is affiliated with them.
Yeah,
Was this
it's
all?
his music?
If it's
though.
a band, was this all just one giant like ad to get people to listen to the KFC Murder Chicks?
So in prime ARG
You're all
fashion,
smirking at me right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, because yes, I mean in prime ARG fashion. I mean we saw it
It's
with
an ad. And it's
Well, I mean 9 Inch Nails. They did an ARG for
Yeah,
their album
yeah.
with Teeth.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Cloverfield and The Dark Knight Rises did one.
Cloverfield. Yep.
The Dark Knight
even
Rises-
Halo 2.
Yeah,
did
Halo.
one.
That one was one of the best ones. We're nerding out about all these different ones. These are you guys. I'm sure you'll hear about all of these different ARGs in the future. We wanted to start off a little bit like just as an intro. There are some crazy fucking ARGs out there.
Heavy hitters, if you will.
Yeah, heavy.
Yeah, some that are gonna take multiple episodes because they're still fucking going. And it's
They're-
been like 9 years.
Exactly. So I mean, yes, but this is absolutely an ARG.
And then, if you don't mind, I want
Yeah.
to read. Actually, so DJ Rozzwell actually had an interview with the Spectrum, an internet website, about KFC Murder Chicks and ERRATAS. So I'm gonna just read like a small portion. They asked him regarding KFC Murder Chicks and ERRATAS, what inspired you to create an ARG and link it up with that project? So to answer your question, yes, this
He
was
just
all
confirmed it himself.
to be a band, promotional, display on the internet. But this is what his response was. The whole ARG thing was around 2015 or 2016. Long story short, I was depressed, didn't have a job, and I was in this weird place where I didn't feel confident in the KFC Murder Chicks music itself. I also felt like it needed a gimmick to go along with it to make it a more well-known and figured a spooky internet mystery or ARG would do the trick. When it really blew up later, I was amused at first, then it gradually grew more weirded out. The narrators of these videos did all the speculating about me, but never actually just contacted me to say, hey, are you an actual person? Is it cool if we mention you specifically? It rubbed me the wrong way back then, but that's karma, I suppose. And then like he gets like DMs 2 or 3 a week about ERRATAS, and he usually ignores them
Leave
unless
me
someone's
alone.
really spooked. So
It's
I can
over.
imagine.
yeah, it's just it was just his fun way of dealing with maybe some hard times that he was going through, and
I think it was like sheer boredom, honestly. I
Yeah.
think I read somewhere that he just was incredibly bored. He needed a way to promote this music and this project, and he had a bunch of time on his hands, so why not
Can
create a
I-
complicated...
he said it was a very cynical and not very artistic place that it came from.
All right.
So, it said that he made it when he was depressed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over my drunken rant here, and I'm just
Please.
gonna dig into this guy, and I'm gonna tear it to shreds,
Okay.
and how many flaws he put in this thing, and make him feel as depressed as he did back in 2015.
Oh my god.
So before he reads
I'm gonna
through
bully
this
this man on
we
our
are-
podcast.
I'm gonna take a picture of this page or two of notes that Mike is reading from right now because
It literally looks like a madman
it,
scrolling.
it looks go ahead, Mike. Let's hear
Anyway, so
it. Can I take a shot before we get into this?
get prepared. Yeah, you're
I
gonna
need
want to. So again, I'm gonna be flying all over the fucking map here. The original poster mentions that there is a box that they taped up using a tape dispenser that had ERRATAS written on it. Just doesn't fucking exist. None of that's real.
No.
And there's no mention of it again. It's almost like that was supposed to be the main part of the ARG. What's in that box, and then it just derailed. The original post also states that the homeless woman was in a band. That band probably being the KFC Murder Chicks.
Exactly. Yeah, that very first post.
Very first post mentioned that, which good for him. That was kind of cool. But the post itself doesn't make any sense. So the original post, it talks about this guy he's a payroll worker and he's driving a forklift. How many payroll workers do you know that drive the forklifts? None. I've worked in a
Zero.
warehouse. The payroll workers are in a nice, cozy office that's
Air-conditioned
air
office.
conditioned and heated in the winter, and we're out on the front lines doing the hard work. He has no idea what it's like because he's a payroll worker.
I sense some Menards
Aggression.
angst coming up here.
Anyway, the December 19, 2015 post, out of nowhere, it says, this is nothing strictly paranormal related. Why would he add that in a post about payroll software? Why would he even go into why would he even go into the paranormal accounts on 4chan for a question about payroll software?
Yep.
You know?
That's I can see it being spooky, but like not.
And then the anonymous poster says that UPS is in on it. That obviously explains the distrust with the post office between KFC Murder Chickens and Todd, but they never really brush on that. That was just kind of like a once.
Can we just? Did you say KFC Murder Chickens?
He did. I didn't want to correct him
The
because I thought it was
KFC
funny.
I'm
Well,
hungry.
you're a better man than I because I needed to clarify that.
I'm hungry. Leave me alone. But they never really mentioned anything else about the post office. Like this guy just had like subtle aggressions. Like I think he ordered something on the internet and it like got delayed, so he's just really pissed at the post office. The KFC Murder Chicks upload was November 21st, 2015. The original ERRATAS post was November 26th, 2015, and that was the homeless girl in the band. So they're about 5 days difference right there. I know we already went over the dates, but I have it written here in my drunken post. So the deep internet is like where all this kind of the ball got rolling, because that's how we're introduced to ChronosForLife. That's how we're introduced to ERRATAS, I would say, like
Through Tod Ellsworth.
through Todd Ellsworth. So it's all coming from this deep internet post. So he can really thank that deep internet genre for all
Seriously.
of this. But that's all I got written down real quick. And I have like a really shitty definition of ARG on here, but that's all I got written down. But
you could read it if you want, but I mean,
it's it's an alternate reality game that gives hints and puzzles to a mystery that could be real, but most likely isn't. Like a real life video game where you must solve the mystery / the puzzle.
well, there you have it, folks.
Riveting.
ARG.
Thank you. That's my little thing. So I know I didn't tear him down, but I mean, there's some shit in there where I can kind of see he was trying to go for a different storyline maybe, and just it got out of hand for him, and he was just like, fuck it.
He didn't care. He didn't care.
Yeah,
Like,
this could have gone so much farther if he you could have just said something about that box.
Well, see, you said that, and that actually that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's just mentioned once, and it's on like weren't they saying ERRATAS was written on the tape dispenser, or was it on? Yeah. Why would that be written on a tape dispenser?
Yeah, I mean, again, after looking at it, after you have all the puzzle pieces in place,
a lot of it doesn't add up.
None of this, this is sloppy.
Yeah,
but look,
well, he
outside
did this
looking
all by
in,
himself.
He did it all by himself.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, good on him. It's fun, and honestly, I couldn't come up with something like this if I tried. I am not that creative. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I was hoping it would go on a bit in a different direction.
Yeah.
But it was still really fun, and good on this guy for being able to create this fun little story that people still talk about to this day.
Yeah, he still gets messages. So I guess he's not lonely. It's not the company he wants, but it's company.
He definitely I'm pretty sure he's still doing music too. So you can check his music out. You can check out KFC Murder Chicks.
Give him some royalties. He's earned them.
Definitely go check these guys out. Give them literally just listening to their stuff will support them in some minor way, but it will help. And plus, they did put some effort into this. So
yeah, the music, as weird as it sounds, I mean, it's like stuff that's edited together, and someone created that. So even if it's like, oh, I don't like this, there's a lot of effort that went into the music.
That's gonna be like my burrito eating music from now on. Like, I can't eat burritos without the KFC Murder Chicks. Although it makes more sense. Fried chicken makes more sense.
Yeah.
The
that's your burrito eating. I love KFC.
The setup was right there. I mean, you could have been at one of those KFC Taco Bells.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I think this is a good place to end this episode.
Yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything. No one has anything else?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think we kind of hit it on the nail. I do want to say, as far as just kind of my last thoughts on everything, I think for one dude doing everything on his own, I think he kind of he did well with what he had to work with, and I feel like this was actually one of the more interesting ARGs that kind of didn't go anywhere.
It sucks that it didn't, but I agree with that 100%.
That's what I'm saying. It had a lot of potential, but it just didn't go anywhere because he can only do so much by himself. I'm sure.
I'm shocked. Well, okay, so this ended 4 months ago or something. It wasn't very long ago because the last piece of information, the confirmation came. It was 4, maybe 7 months ago.
Let me actually look at let me see when that was written, because I'm sure I could see it on the website actually.
I thought this ended years ago. I thought this ended in 2018, 2019.
I could be wrong.
Oh man, everyone's on their laptop and looking everything up, and I'm just sitting here like a dingus with my dingus.
Dingus up my dingus.
We're gonna cut this out, right?
Yeah. No, we're gonna let everyone sit in it.
Stew in this.
Listen to this. Listen to this dead noise.
Listen to your own brain think. That's a really good heartbeat.
That's your brain pulsating.
Oh yeah, wow, this is 2020.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even look at that.
Yeah. So 5 years of mystery. That's impressive.
Yeah, especially for doing it by yourself. And I think you can kind of see how many people were in on it. If you go to the KFC Murder Chickens album, it shows you how many views. KFC Murder Chicks. Fuck, I did it again. Chickens just comes off the tongue a lot better
Rolls
than chicks.
off the throat.
Yeah. But if you go there, you can see how many views they have. So that's probably a good inclination of how many people were involved in the ARG. Because it all leads there. So whoever got through all this stuff got to that link, and
yeah, I mean they definitely had some impact.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Please give us a shout out on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook, on Instagram.
We'll be posting a lot of pictures, links to the music, everything from this episode too.
Follow us.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Follow us
in real life.
Please subscribe. I'll give you a raspberry if you subscribe. If you subscribe.
I will kiss your dad.
I'll kiss your dad if you subscribe. You're gonna click that subscribe button, and I'm gonna go ring your dad's doorbell. You might not even be there, but he'll know.
He'll just know.
He'll know, and you won't. It'll be weird.
This is from the listener. And Sink back into the sewer where I belong.
On that note, thank you so much for listening, and please, please, please.
Stay paranoid.
I mean, you could say that one.
What were you gonna say?
Don't you have like a thing you say before you?
Oh, that was my pear thing.
Oh,
There's a pear in your fridge.
No,
Go-
aren't you doing a sign off? Like, are you gonna have like one sign off like thing that you want to say?
Oh no,
like, every
I'm
time.
I'm switching it up
he's
every
a fucking
time.
wild.
I'm a
card.
wild card.
Hello.
Oh man, that's
Kind of perfect timing though.
I
It is
guess.
perfect timing.
So
All right,
let's
well
do
let's sign out real
Yeah,
quick.
let's-
Yeah. I guess thank you so much for listening. As always, stay paranoid.
Eat a tooth. Eat that pear in the fridge. I'm telling you, it wants you.
And don't forget to slap beans and bake beans.